The largest update to close out Q1 going into Q2 is all things podcasting. So Apple has rolled out video podcasting, where if you listen to a podcast on the Apple Podcast player, you can now toggle between just the audio or the video. And I have seen it from content creators that I consume and I listen, mostly comedians and people in the pop culture space. But yeah, the video experience is seamless. So be sure to check with your podcast host to see if they have that option available. But Francesca, what does this feel like in the podcasting space now that they're adding video to Apple? I mean, Spotify already kind of had it. I know we talked about it last board meeting, but now it's finally here.
I think it's exciting only because I feel like when it comes to video, the only player is YouTube. I mean, we're right now live on YouTube, and it feels almost like a little bit of a monopoly of that kind of audience. And I'm really excited that there's going to be at least another place where people can consume video content. I know Spotify had already added that feature, which I do think that makes an impact on your stats and on your reach if you are uploading there. But I am excited for Apple Podcasts to implement this, because I don't know about you guys, but 90% of my listens come from Apple Podcasts, or even more than 90%. So I'm excited for the fact that where people are going to be consuming most of my content for a podcast, they will now be able to consume a video as well. I think it can maybe even change the strategy of what kind of content you're putting out on your podcast, because people are able to see something. Maybe you were putting more videos that were like not a tutorial, but they had a visual element or something people had to see on the screen, and maybe you were not putting that on a podcast. Now you can. So I think that is exciting. And the fact that it's so seamless, like you said, if you are including something that's visual, imagine that someone that is just listening, they can just tap, watch that portion of the video, and then go back to listening. I think it's going to open up a lot of options for content. But also, I don't know if you guys also saw that YouTube is doing a huge demonetization stride right now, and in terms of AI content, and even non-AI content is getting demonetized, like channels are. So I think that there is a need for creators to not have all their eggs in one basket, and I think this is just a great second option for that.
I'm super excited. I am super, super excited about this. Again, as a person who listens to a bunch of podcasts, I would have to hop to YouTube to actually get the visual. So the fact that I can do that in app, I actually think that is going to eat a chunk of some of the podcasting on YouTube's audience. I mean, some people have gotten into YouTube, so maybe they will stay there. But I always think it's good to have options. Spotify has been doing it as well. I think the next thing that I'm curious to see Apple do in the podcasting space is distribution and discoverability. I am waiting to hear about different updates as it relates to making podcasts more discoverable through the Apple Podcast Network. But yeah, right now, video is where it's
and
at.
Comments. I would love for them to add comments. I do think you have that on Spotify, but I would love for them to add comments. Make it more of the YouTube experience and give them a run for their money.
Well, if they add comments, that would be great. I mean, comments, polls, even
Apple Podcasts, if you're listening.
Yeah, if you're listening. I also noticed on YouTube, they recently added polls as well. So you can now insert polls, not just like the video cards. So they're definitely making changes there. So that's something to pay attention to. I think the moral of this discussion is video is the future. Video really, really is the future. People want to consume media in different ways. So I think it's best, even if you're podcasting and you were focusing on audio only, to definitely incorporate some video content as well. So just turn it on, just like we are right now. Don't feel the need to think too much about the visuals. I don't want us as content creators to get too caught up in that. Just do what you're doing. Just turn on the camera, leave your space, and let the audience decide. Because I think more people will be very interested in seeing what the video portion will be like. But let us know your thoughts on the Apple Podcast video, and if you're planning to incorporate podcasting in your content strategy. If you have a podcast already, let us know if you're planning to add video. But let's say hi to folks. Hi, Wanjiru. Happy Monday. Welcome to the board meeting. Jessica says, excited to be able to make it live now. Yes, welcome to the live. So glad you are here. We do have some other topics to talk about, but let us know in the comments. Let us know if there's something you'd like us to talk about or cover. If you have any questions, if you've been trying things over the weekend or over the past week or over the month, let us know. We'd love to hear from you as well.